Happy Friday, everybody. Welcome to the madness that is Sunday. Holy shit,
Friday.
Yeah. Every day that ends in Y is confusing to me. So, you know, they all eventually just blend together. So, yeah, sorry about that. Happy Sunday.
Some bad news for you if you struggle with Y's.
Well, you know, after the shenanigans with my computer Thursday, I think that's been kind of my overall mantra is, you know, dealing with rebuilding my system and all the fun stuff that comes with that. So, hey, Gunjo. Oh, look, they're back. Aren't they fun? Oh, yeah, they're back. The follow bots are just having lots of fun. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn everything off. Give me 1 second, and then we'll get started. Give me 1 sec. I'm going to go to the overlays. Edit. Yeah. Just going to turn the alert box off today. I'm not even going to worry about it. All right. There we go. Alert box is off, so now I do not have to worry about that. Fortunately, it needs to save and update. There we go. Now I've got to clear all those out later. And what's funny is they had to change their naming convention because the follow bots were like spending some time testing their new method. Twitch needs to get that under control. This is not a difficult thing to manage. I don't know why they can't manage it. It's pretty interesting. Well, that's interesting too. Sorry, guys. Yeah.
While you're trying to figure out whatever you're trying to figure out, checking out some memes in our Discord from Ombligo del Diablo, and some really funny ones in there that are making me laugh.
You were talking about our Discord.
No, but also, guys, you should join our Discord, just FYI.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. Cool. And join Ombligo's Discord. Discords are just fun in general, too.
Discords are great.
Yeah. So, yeah, we got a late start today. We've been playing in studio. We've been doing all the fun things. Yeah. But,
be right back. Mercy's calling me.
Uh-oh. That must be emergency then if she's calling you.
It could be that I originally I was trying to get a hold of Melissa.
Yeah.
And freaking yeah, okay, she got it. It was a misdial. I hit Mercy's name instead, and so
yeah, all those names starting with Melissa. Yeah.
Well, I did ME, and then I was like, "Oh, there's Mel," and then I went to hit it, and then it went to Mercy instead. I'm like, "No, that's wrong. Why? No, stop calling her. I don't need to talk to her." She has no idea where freaking Sochi's at.
Yes, this is true. All right, that's good enough for now. I'm sure. And let me just refresh the chat really quick.
Hooey.
One of those days.
Yeah.
So I know we've been playing some one-shots in the studio lately. So Debtors Gambit's been on a bit of a hiatus. So we will get everybody recapped and caught up. But before we get started, Shannon, go ahead and give us some info on some of the projects that you're working on.
Can do. as I mentioned previously, Umbilical del Diablo is our Mage the Ascension podcast. It is a 5th edition, quotation marks, game, and I'm working on the Reno one-shot right now, and there's an NPC in there that is just a delight to listen to, and I'm very excited for you guys to get exposed to the glory that is Andy. He is incredible. I also just looked at our anchor page, and we had 72 unique listeners this week, which is a wild statistic.
That is. That's a rare statistic to get to. That's amazeballs.
Very
I mean,
rare.
I'm still hovering between like 5 and 10. My podcast or my Podbean one is doing a lot better. However, I'm like at like huge percentages. So yeah, that's huge for Anchor.
It's huge.
Yeah.
So that's really cool. And if anybody that listened to that is in the chat or something, thank you. You can find that basically anywhere you can find a podcast. Other than that, cool thing that I've guested on, but is also playing on Tuesday nights, is Uncanny Prose. That is another 5th edition game using GUI Cube Content, who's a third-party content producer, and they put out some really cool stuff. And honestly, the work that they put into the box sets that you can purchase from them is incredible. It's like you take this box, you open it up, and it has literally everything you could possibly need to run the adventure in there.
Nice.
There's all of the item cards you can punch out. There's all of the art. So if you're like, hey, I'm describing this NPC, you have pictures, and it's a really cool art of like all of the people. It's super dope. Highly recommend checking out Uncanny Prose on Tuesdays. And then, if you don't want to do that, but you still want to do something on a Tuesday, we're live streaming the 3rd season of the podcast on our Twitch, which is just at Odd Troop. So if you want to see, I'm a book. My God, I'm a book right now. So that's a thing that can happen in Mage. Also, cats. Climb onto your microphone.
The musical?
Good times. Good times. Yes, Cat's the musical specifically. She wants to be on whatever is the highest point in the room, and it's usually the top of my webcam or the top of that monitor, but sometimes it's the microphone, which is the most expensive thing out of the 3 of them. Really appreciate it if she didn't. Back to you, Jason.
Back live studio. Yeah, here in the hurricane in the middle of the nightmare that we call life. So with that, Gatharn, you're still launching rockets. Jin, you're making sure the mail gets through. Omni, however, is not with us tonight. He had a last-minute gig, I believe, that came up, and he is working tonight, and I believe he is also going to be working tomorrow as well. So Omni will be steered by the art of the ability to have someone stand perfectly still. That's a Guild's reference. Yeah, I know I'm digging deep into the old school nuttiness that was D&D a long time ago. So yeah, that's where we're at. Let's go ahead and recap Debtors Gambit, get everybody caught up to where we last left off. So our crew has joined Raylene's crew and has made it to an island location known as the Revels. This is normally a secret location. Talking doesn't work today. However, certain captains and certain privateers and certain individuals that work for Thorvald's guild, which he essentially just oversees and overshadows all the guilds, had, well, he normally hands out the prime contracts for the upcoming season, as we are now, I believe, at the end of spring, and summer is about to come into effect. And the summer season is considered the high season, so all the privateer captains are looking to get the sweet contracts. However, our team has gotten politically involved in some shenanigans that have been going on. This island is built, well, it's not really an island. This community called the Revels is built on the back of a long dead ancient dragon turtle. And it floats naturally through the currents within the Lucidian Sea. The secret location is intended to make sure that only the best captains can find it. And then once here, it's a 7-day celebration of shenanigan, drug use, sexual fun. This is, after all, the Revels. The team, however, have met some interesting individuals. They've met the Hawk, who seems to be a heavy political and financial player with all the known ships within the privateer community. Thorvald is still very hot for finding a missing compass. He has the flag of Copper Joe. He is still yet to receive the compass. He's convinced that our team has it, but our team is not exactly allowing anyone to bargain for this compass. Gatharn has made some interesting forays into different personalities within the Revels, as well as always seemingly able to, well, find the appropriate drugs to use, where all the drinking establishments are, and, well, might have upset the triplets, the 3 elves that work for the Hawk. Mehmedi has encountered some of her past as well. I almost said they because I was thinking of Gray. Has encountered some of her past as well. As an interested party was gathering up evidence at the blacksmith shop, where the team kind of tried to pull a fast one on a particular person there, and it kind of got out of control. And the agent that was working there, I believe, that went by the name of
Bob. It was Bob.
And it's always Bob. Barrius. As Barrius was an agent for Thorvald, but Barrius was obviously an agent for someone else after his death. Omni spent some time examining the blacksmith shop, while Mehdi spent some time tracking down this mysterious person that took some item from a secret compartment, made its way down into the bowels of the ancient dragon turtle innards, and there discovered a lich-like creature that was having a conversation with another individual through astral projection. Mehdi immediately ran for her life, assuming the worst possible outcome.
It's a lich, Jason.
Well, not all liches are bitches. You never know. Could be a friend.
Liches get stitches.
Liches are stitches. That's true. Eventually, you guys spent a little bit more time scouting out, reconnoitering, doing a little bit of shopping, trying to figure out additional information in regards to maybe finding out the condition of the ships, other contacts that may have other interests here, because it's Omni's conversation with the Hawk that has kind of brought things full circle. And where we last left off, believe it or not, we were just concluding the second day of the Revels, and all of you were setting in for your long rest, I believe. When was the last session that we leveled up? Do we remember?
A long time ago.
Yeah, you say that on purpose, though.
You
To the
asked.
ship battle. After the ship battle.
Yes, that was the milestone with you guys dealing with that particular captain. Okay, cool. So, with that, for the betterment of time and efficiency, you guys settle in for a long rest. You wake up on the morning of the 3rd day of the Revels. And we'll say... Oh, and during the evening of the 2nd day, or during, I'd say, the late afternoon of the second day of the Revels, Gatharn had found out about signing up for the pit fights back at the Magistrate headquarters. And that's actually where we kind of last left off, with Gatharn sprinting away from the 3 elves attempting to monologue with him. Having absolutely no interest in that, Gatharn had sprinted back to the ship. So it will actually say it's now nighttime of the 2nd day. Omni is down below. Mehdi and Jin, you find Gatharn racing up the gangway, coming back just as the sun has set. It's now nighttime. The crew, for the most part, has wandered off. They're no longer working and repairing the ship that they were doing before. It is now night on the second day. What would you guys like to do?
Hide. I will be hiding in my bunk.
You watch Gatharn go down below decks, yelling something about hiding.
The three bitches.
You need someone to keep an eye out.
He's already gone.
Cool. All right, then. I assume that's a yes. And because, you know, if it was a no, he'd be yelling at me. And he didn't say anything.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm gonna assume it's a yes.
Gatharn's usually very verbose and quite loud when it's the opposite of yes.
Not just a thing that you should use in life. Don't take those words as a general rule of thumb. I'm talking about this person particularly. Don't assume silence as a yes. Anyway, I climb up the mast into the little bird's nest and keep an eyeball out for Gatharn, for the sisters, and also, I don't know, a lich.
So climbing up to the crow's nest, where sometimes you usually take your long rest up there. Jen, what are you doing with the end of your evening?
I'll swim down to the bottom of the ship and examine its hull.
Give me an investigation check.
Which one of you bastards will betray me today?
All of them. All of them will betray you today. I can assure you of that.
Oh, the one that killed Helona, or put her to sleep for a little. Nat 20.
Look at that. You kind of dive into the water, and from top to bottom, stern to bow, examining everything. The first day of repair seems to have actually done some good work here. Part of the crew had already started to skim off barnacles and get the outside cleaned up as much as possible. They had stated at some point it needs to be taken into dry dock and retarred and resealed and, you know, brought back more to a waterproofing method. But for the most part, they've been doing that on the inside. Looking around and examining everything, nothing looks suspicious.
Alrighty. I'll go into the other crow's nest.
Okay. So everybody go ahead and click off your long rest. We'll say that at the very least, the skeletal crew will keep an eye on things until the bulk of the repair crew and everybody comes back to work on the ship some more during the third day. The sun comes up. Everybody's had their long rest. Little trails of smoke coming off Medi's hair.
It burns.
It burns. The UV content, my God. So it's now the morning of the third day of the Revels. Lemons and limes. Lemons and limes. Medi, you wake up in the crow's nest. Looking down, you can see Verleen standing in the middle of the deck, conversing with one of the Goliaths. The other Goliath is not anywhere nearby, probably went to go and fetch the remainder of the crew. The other orc has already started with a small handful of people to continue the repair work down below. Gatharn, you are woken to the sounds of hammers and nails being used, saws, as the main common deck below is being worked on by the orc and his crew, his repair crew. Jin, you're awake now as well.
What a beautiful morning.
Where is the captain? Captain! Oh, Captain!
No sign. He has not come above deck yet.
Oh, he must be a little morning shy. I'll go down and help everybody else with repairing the ship.
Okay. Brackish is conversing with Raylene. They kind of finish their conversation about something. Medi, you're the closest. Go ahead and give me a perception check. See if you pick anything up.
Jump out of the crow's nest to a 3-point landing. Don't break my ankles. It's fine. Good dice. 21.
Yeah, I mean, kind of leaning over the crow's nest. I mean, they're not really hiding their conversation. They seem to be discussing in regards to leaving on the 7th day. He's just inquiring to Brackish, you know, in regards to what the plan is, and you know, and then she just asks Brackish, "Where's Medi? I'd like to talk to her."
Jump out of the crow's nest to a 3-point landing.
Acrobatics, please. Let's see how badass you can be.
Now this is when my dice are going to betray me. Nope. 25.
You even do the cool knuckle pump off the deck to stand up. Merlin goes, "Oh, so good to see you, dear." Brackish just shakes his head and, "I've got work to do. Good luck." And he turns around to go and wait for Nala, his husband, to return with the remainder of the crew, but keeps himself busy on the main deck. Raylene looks at you and goes, "So, I know the last time we discussed duplicating the formula. I think we've pulled it off for the most part. However, may have inadvertently got ahead of myself when I was discussing the Vampire Council. If you don't want me to tell you about that, I don't have to. My concern is I don't necessarily want to lead you down a road that could be difficult, if you get my meaning."
My life is not exactly rainbows and sunshine to begin with.
Well, I'm aware none of our lives are rainbows and sunshine, but your intent, if I give you this information and I share this information with you, dealing with the Scions is not easy, but I understand your passion for revenge, and it's a passion that I have as well. Is that your intent if I share this information with you? Because things are not all that they will seem to be if you go this direction.
I'm used to trying to wade through deception.
Very well.
I just don't want more people to end up like us. That's it.
I couldn't agree more. Very well stated. So, I have to go see Tharivol today and acquire my contracts for the upcoming season. He has specific information that he wants to share with me. I'm not entirely sure what it is. Some little birdies told me that they saw the 3 elves that serve Hawk sneaking around the ship last night. You might want to keep that in mind. I suspect that they're still not happy with what happened with Gathan back in the bar that evening that he took an ear, I believe.
I did say that I was going to take a watch.
Yeah, you never saw anything.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Interesting.
You're not the only
one.
one with a ring of invisibility.
Just making sure that it was clear that I did the thing and did not see anything.
Correct.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'm sure that many people have many good reasons to be mad at Catharin, but we'll just have to make sure that he makes it through here in one piece. We know about the rules, about attacking each other, and etc. So if they come out to ambush him, self-defense.
Oh, I don't deny that possibility or probability, but things have been getting heated ever since we've had that meeting with Thorvald, and, well, I did discuss this with Gathan a bit about the compass, although he seems to be quite the blank book when it comes to information. But, yeah, perhaps we could meet later on for dinner tonight, and we can discuss the details about the Scions, if that's okay with you.
Sounds like a plan. Gatharn is cleverer than he's given credit for often. He just has a limited surface on which to keep his information, and if it's not important at the time, it just kind of slides off.
I'm not really using Gatharn for his intelligence. It's his stamina I enjoy. But anyways,
Gross.
but dinner here. I can come and have dinner on your ship, and we can discuss the details tonight.
I don't see why not.
Yeah, fair enough. Good morning. And she puts the big flourishy hat on her head, and
Jason,
yeah,
before she walks away,
yeah.
because there's so much tomfoolery happening. While we're having this conversation, I want to see if there's an illusion, and this is not really.
Give me an insight check. Yeah.
Insight or investigation?
No, investigation takes more time. It's more of an active process.
What
Insight
was
would
doing
be,
while I was talking to her?
I would
Okay.
say insight is a bit more trying to just get that feel for what's going on.
Mhm. Okay. 18?
It feels real. I mean, her behavior, she was the only one that really understood the conversation she had with you in regards to the Scions and working on the formula. That would be a lot of information for someone else to know.
They could have murdered her last night and took her position. This could be another vampire. I'm just checking.
Yeah.
We should be paranoid right now. That's reasonable.
Yeah, it's reasonable. But there's no immediate behavior tics or things that would have made you feel otherwise.
Excellent. You know, they can't say I didn't try.
Fair enough. So Jin, Gatharn, it's morning. What are you guys doing with your morning? Jin, you're down below helping. I believe it is Karg that is down below helping with the carpentry work and the repair work. Karg sees you, comes over and kind of nods in your direction, goes back to kind of issuing orders. And
I just start following his orders.
okay, fair enough. Hey, don't be doing that. Work on that over there. And he looks at you and goes, "What? I'm not going to be telling you what to do, Jin. It's not. You're smarter than this lot. Why?" And he looks at you strangely and then kind of leans away. You seem different.
Oh, same old me.
No. So, where's that mask you were wearing last night?
What do you mean?
Yeah, that's what I thought. And he kind of like turns around and goes back to barking out orders to the other crew.
People are so weird in the morning.
Gatharn, you're now awake. Anything you'd like to do? Omni's now awake.
We'll attempt to go back to headquarters to sign up for the pit fights.
Okay. Make your way back onto the main deck. You see that Medi's on the main deck. You can see Raylene kind of walking off in the distance, heading towards the center of the Revels, where she's expected to go meet up with Thorvald. Looking around, everything seems okay. Nothing strange around you.
Okay. I'm going to expend one of my magic senses. What's it called? Magic awareness. So everything within 60 feet, anything that's magical will be known to me.
Okay. You got to keep that up during the whole time you're heading.
No, it's an action. So basically, it's like a pulse.
Okay.
kind of like a radar thinking of a blip. So basically, I do it, and then anything within 60 feet of me that's magical, I become aware of it.
Nice.
So yeah, I'm doing that just to see if like there's anything like within the current area that might be magical, or if it's a spell. Because the way it reads, I can open my awareness to the presence of concentrated magic. Till the end of my next turn, you know the location of any spell or magic item within 60 feet of you that isn't behind total cover. And then when I sense a spell, I learn whichever school of magic it belongs to.
Got you.
So
seeing Medi up on the main deck, Medi, you watch as Gatharn comes up. Jin, you're still down below, but Omni's now stirring and waking up. Gatharn, you pulse this out. No immediate sign of anything magical other than Medi, any either items or accoutrements that Medi might have on her, but other than that, no immediate sign of any kind of magical subterfuge or magical glyphs or wards that may have been left behind.
Okay, and then yeah, in that case, I will start making my way downtown to go sign up for the pit fights for tomorrow.
Okay. As you make your way, go ahead and give me a perception check.
That would be a 16.
Okay. So you're heading towards the registration for the pit fights. Medi, what are you doing?
Oh boy.
I don't know where to start.
Yeah, exactly. There's like, it's one of those things where I'm having a moment where I'm like, I know there's like 5 things I need to do, but I cannot remember any of them because it's been weeks. Okay, so we have secured crew already, yes?
Kind of. Currently, the crew that's been secured is mostly doing repair work and doing work to the ship to make it seaworthy. It was both Nala, Brackish, I believe, and Karg, who were the only the only ones that decided from the old crew to stay on. And with the amount of money that you offered to them, they had all made their way to go and hire both repair crews and regular crews at the same time. The only people you've seen so far are the repair folks. Nala has still not secured what you would call like a more ship-shaped like sailor crew at this point, because the condition of the ship is just not ready for going to sea.
Yeah. You're curious. That is a bowl that has 2 ends of a cucumber that I cut earlier, and she's been playing with the ends of the cucumber and pushing the bowl around the entire floor. Anyway. Okay, so we could use crew. We got a butt ton of healing potions. Have we moved our stuff over from other ship to this ship? No? Okay, I'll start with that.
Okay.
I'll start ferrying stuff across.
Okay. So I know Gatharn had some stuff brought over.
I moved most of everything over that I had purchased.
Yeah, your stuff that you had purchased, yeah.
Yeah,
but
the only
as
thing
far
I
as
didn't acquire was personal items now.
Yeah, so the only thing left back on Raylene's ship would be the personal items of Omni, Medi, Jin, and Gatharn. So you're going back to Raylene's ship, Medi, to retrieve all that?
Yeah, just to do a utility job real quick. And
yeah.
Hopefully
Omni kind of pokes his head up and goes, Medi, could you grab my stuff for me? I'm going to stay here and supervise the repair today. Is that okay?
Aye, aye, Captain.
You might want to check with Jin. Jin? Omni's yelling down towards you, Jin.
Yes, Captain.
Do you want Medi to pick up your stuff? She's going back to Raylene's ship.
Oh, wait, no. And I start climbing up the stairs. I'll go with you, Medi.
Oh, okay. Well, if you guys could grab my stuff and bring it back, I'd appreciate it.
You got it, Captain.
But you have so much important repair work to do.
You see Jin's come up, but his shirt's just like wrapped around his his waist. He's just like ripped. Slight but ripped.
Oh my god.
Very anime of you.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to be a thirst trap.
Yes, I am.
Jin is a thirst trap.
Yes.
You ready, Medi? As the sun is like just glistening the beads of sweat off of his body.
Medi's now a simp.
Just turn, walk away. Like,
starts-
Watches Medi
This
just like shakes her head and walks down the
Yep.
gangway.
Just walks.
Jin's just skipping after her. He's like, lemons and limes. Lemons and limes.
How about you make a song about oranges?
I don't
Blood
like
oranges.
Where's Catharn? I can't see him.
Invisible.
I'm your conscience.
Yeah, the worst
That's not
kind
what
of
my conscience sounds like. My conscience sounds more
Do the
like
bad thing.
my conscience sounds more like do the bad thing.
You know you want to.
You know you want to. Hold on, now he's starting to really sound like my conscience. Should I do a bad thing?
Do the bad thing.
As Medi's walking in front of me, I try to give her a flat tire. Just
I don't
step on the
know
heel
what
of her
that means,
boot.
But I want to avoid it.
Yeah, give me a dex check. Both of you give me dex checks. Keep it simple.
I get advantage though, right? Because she's not paying attention to me.
Oh, she's always paying attention to you. That's part of your problem.
Paranoidly.
Yes.
Oh, that's not good.
Maybe did a bad thing.
15.
13. Gets me.
At the last moment, Medi tries to move her foot away, kind of catching you move and shift quickly. You manage to get the back heel of her right shoe to kind of go
Race you there?
Yeah.
And I start sprinting through alien ship.
I tried to outrun him.
What's your dex, Medi?
20.
Jin, what's your dex?
18.
Yeah, it's not hard. You eventually catch up to him.
Dimension door.
Yeah, at one point as you're running, Medi, you kind of use the back wall of like a warehouse to like run along it to pass him.
Do you actually
did-
dimension door?
Yeah, dimension door.
That's cheating.
No, it's not. You could do the same things I do. I saw you.
Catharn, you make your way to the center of the Revels, near the Guildmaster's headquarters. No sign of the triplets anywhere. There is a queue of people lined up. There is a table set right in the interior of the garden space. There's a big wooden hand-painted sign up for the fights here. There's a queue of about maybe 12 to 15 people in line. The kind that you'd expect to be signing up. I mean, they're all just wearing breechcloth pants. They've got hand wraps around knuckles. They are scarred, heavily disfigured, broken noses, cauliflower ears, and they're all drinking morning brews, beers, and some have whiskey bottles and other kind of moonshine-looking bottles, and they're just all laughing and can't wait for tomorrow. It's gonna be amazing. I'm gonna split your head clean open. You watch as a little goblin looks up and goes, "Hey, you can certainly try, but you know, it's always the quick ones that get in them jabs." And you kind of get in line. Behind you, you hear, "Well, what's a little guy like you doing in a big line like this?"
I look over.
As you
What the
turn
fuck
to
you
look,
think?
it's more of a shadow than a person until you look up. And you stare up at this person with a very kind of distinct bovine feature, huge horns kind of coming out of the side of their head. They're heavily scarred with tribal tattoos and physical scarrings, wearing very simple leather breech pants, tall boots covering up their minotaur legs. And the minotaur looks down at you. This minotaur is roughly almost 9 feet tall. Children shouldn't be playing here. There's other places for you to play. This is where the real fighters sign up. And what are you exactly? You look strange.
I am an orc, and I am going to fight. You probably.
Oh,
Maybe that guy. Who knows? But I'm going to be fighting, because that's what this line is for.
Well,
and that's why I'm here.
if you do certainly think you have a chance, by all means, pony up your purse. I'd like to see this. And he just kind of goes back, his huge, massive arms kind of come together, and he starts singing some weird song. You don't know if it's a shanty or what. Something about a rubber...
Lemons and limes.
No, he starts singing something about a rubber tree plant.
Rubber ducky, you're the one. You make that time. Oh,
Eventually,
so
the line
fun.
moves forward. It moves forward. The Thorvald guard that's sitting there taking names and doing the sign-ups. Name, please.
Gatharn Lockspell.
He looks up. Lightweight. 25 gold, please, for your entry. If you finish your fights and you are the winner of your class, you will win 1,000 gold. And quite a bit of notoriety as well. If you're looking for a good ship captain, this is a good way to do it.
All right, I fork over the 25 gold.
Okay. 25 gold.
What's the show time tomorrow?
The fights usually start right around sunset. Quite the party atmosphere.
That's dangerous.
No weapons, no armor. Fists only. If you're caught casting magic, you'll be disqualified. Understood?
Understood. Do you have a copy of the rules that I may peruse them?
I just gave you the rules, son.
Oh, that's it?
That's it.
Awesome. So no magic, no weapons.
No armor.
What's armor?
Yeah, I kind of figured.
All right, I got him. I put my mark down. I give the 25 gold. Go, all right. Fuck. I've got like 36 hours to waste now.
Standing there looking around, you kind of just looking at the morning crowd. It's busy. There's a little bit less drinking going on. There's a bit more of people just in knots of groups kind of talking, and every now and then you hear like a murmur, and you hear people kind of giggling and kind of talking about the different things that have been transpiring lately. As you stand there and sit, your passive is high enough, I believe. One group walks by you. Yeah, I've heard there's not going to be any contracts this year. I mean, what the hell is Thorvald doing? And then another group kind of walks by you, and you hear, I heard that Thorvald's up to something. Him and the Hulk have been at it lately. You've seen those 3 elf witches that he has. Bad news, just bad news. 2 very burly-looking sailors walking towards one of the sign-up tables for a crew roster. Yeah, I heard that Thorvald's not giving out shit this year. He seems angry. The other captains are worried. Although, everybody saw Captain Raylene walking there today, so who knows? So just a bit of gossip and kind of day trip conversation going on around you. But the overall feeling that you're getting is a little bit more muted. You don't know if it's because it's now the halfway point of the Revels and maybe things slow down and we'll pick back up again. Possible.
Then what's the busiest tavern look like? I mean, where's the busiest tavern possibly?
Probably the busiest ones are usually at the Galley's Way. Sometimes the Skull's Walk. But some of the most notoriously busy ones are in the Den, and where you can find gambling, drinking, all manner of carousing in the Den.
All right, I'm going to go to the Den.
Okay.
And I am going to get breakfast. And while I'm getting breakfast, I'm going to have water.
Give me a perception check for that one.
That is a 17 plus 4, 21. 21.
Yeah. On your way to the den, you actually find a water merchant because fresh water on the Revels is actually surprisingly difficult to find. It's one of the reasons why liquors and other things are so prolific here. A small gnome is sitting up on a stool with all manner of like water vessels around him. What can I do for you? Yeah. Ooh, it's nice to see someone my own height. What can I get for you?
Take one of your large water flasks of water, or your 1 cans of water.
Absolutely. That'll be 5 gold, please.
Give him 5 gold.
He hands over the big leather skin flask over to you.
And then in Gnomish, I tell him good day to you, and whatever the common Gnomish greeting is for good luck.
Hey, good day to you, brother. Peace be with you. Kind of nods and looks at you kind of respectfully as you begin to make your way into the den. Medi and Jin, somewhat exhausted, you spell spent, a little sweaty. Unfortunately for you, Medi, Jin is sweaty. The two of you make it to the gangway ramp that leads up onto Raylene's ship.
Unfortunate for me.
Well, because, you know, he's just going to continue down the pathway of describing sweaty Jin.
That's fair.
And it's not even like, you know, a hot, sweaty mess. It's a cold, clammy sweatiness.
It's the only kind of sweat we're capable of.
That's actually...
And blood sweat.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to give Shannon what she couldn't get in our other game, so...
Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Why are you denying Jin Wolfric the love? Jinfric? Wolf
So
Jin?
we make it to the ship, yeah? Cool. I'm gonna go about my day like a normal human person that is not doing anything suspicious at all.
Yeah, your guys' foot race to the Raylene's ship definitely didn't draw any attention.
No. I was just running. He was the one doing teleportation magic. Come on.
Fair enough.
That means I got to the gangway before her, right?
I would say yes because of your... But you got to burn those spell slots if that's what you're doing.
Hell yeah. Victory at all costs. I'll get him back in a short rest. Watch him throw a combat at us.
Oh, me? Why would I do that?
Because I just told you I'm all out of resources.
Did you take a long rest?
Yeah, I just burned all my spells.
Oh, that's true. You
I'm
are
a warlock.
That's true.
I got two brain cells, and they're all bouncing around.
Yeah, that's a real thing, folks. That's a real thing. No, on Discord, Vince, if you turn her up on Discord, it'll be easier.
Got her at 200%.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah.
As long as she speaks into the mic, I can hear her.
I've been
She's a little fairy whisperer. She just goes, I'm like, what the hell are you saying, man?
I think that's you.
No, that's Feywild whispering for sure.
Hang on. Turning this up very slowly.
She wants some pickles. I would like some pickles with the Give me some pickles,
Actually, really good.
Dude, that's some good ASMR there, bro.
It's actually some really good ASMR right there.
I fell asleep to pickle ASMR. That was awesome.
Alright. Turned up the game some more, so hopefully that helps, but I'm still not trying to blow out anybody's eardrums at the moment. Yes, this mic is a little bit quieter, but also I need I need to get to English language. I know it.
She needs pickles.
Well, yes, I always need pickles because pickles are
Pepperoncinis,
delicious.
I just need a little bit of spice.
A loop puppet. It's not just me now, Shannon.
You're killing me. Stuff to absorb the sound. I can't think of
Someone
words.
get this person some pickles. They really need some pickles.
Delicious.
Yes,
Anyway.
yes, Maddie and Jen arrive.
Beats me to the gangplank, and
Yep.
I think he was going to do some nefarious stuff, probably. Jin?
Possible.
Oh, I hide behind the railing and I wait to hear her footsteps coming up.
Okay.
Wonderful.
You hear her. She's not
I
exactly
use-
being purposely stealthful.
No.
I use control water to flood the gangplank.
I try to not get blast it off the gangplank.
Yeah.
And hopefully do a decent job because of my passive ability to spider climb.
Yep. Go ahead.
Kind of helps me stick to surfaces.
I'm actually gonna let this one play out a bit and say, Jin, though you beat her there and you're hiding, she knows you're hiding. There's no doubt in her mind that you're going to be an asshole. So, Meta, you wait for it. You watch as a flood of water comes up out of the water and meant to crash onto the gangway to possibly push you into the water. Recognizing this, you kind of leap over to the side of the ship and spider climb up the side of the ship and on the other side of the railing staring at Jin. And Jin's now like, oh, hi.
Oh, what happened? What happened? The water got onto the gangplank?
I don't know. Wasn't paying attention.
That's a shame.
Just
if somebody was walking up there like a normal person, not weird and bitey.
Yeah.
Like looking at
much like a spider.
Yeah.
You've
Spiders are weird and they are bitey.
Prank warrior that you're not going to be able to surface.
Prank? Who's trying to prank anybody? That wasn't me. I can't do any of that.
Yeah, okay.
I need to go get my stuff.
Yeah, you do. You should go get your stuff.
Yeah, that's what I said I was gonna do.
You guys hear a familiar you guys hear a familiar voice, a familiar Triton. Hello? We are still here. I haven't seen you for a couple of days. Is everything okay? And
Oh, I had something to give to you.
Amath is still there. Oh, what is this?
It's my letter of resignation. My mom always told me that I gotta give my employers notice.
Jin, toilet paper is rare on this island. Do you realize this is a very informal situation? We found you at sea for Stormlord's sake.
So do you accept my resignation, or do I gotta stay here?
No, Jin, get your shit and leave if that's what you want to do. It's quite all right with Captain Raylene. Everybody knows on this ship that you and your friends have acquired a vessel. It's fine. Please understand.
It doesn't sound like it's fine. You sound kind of upset. Is it me? Did I do something wrong?
You give off an air of confusion, playfulness, and a general assholeology kind of vibe, I guess you could say.
I just give Medi the side eye. Like, is she psychoanalyzing me right now? I just asked what if I did something wrong.
Yeah, she can read your mind. So.
Confused? I don't feel confused.
You watch as Labash comes out of Captain Raylene's quarters onto the deck. Oi, they're back. Where's Gathon? I was hoping that me and him could do it again in the pit fights.
Oh, I think he's signing up.
Oh, good. I was hoping he would. And he kind of walks down the gate. And you hear him. Who the fuck got the gangplank all wet? God damn it! And he like nearly slips and falls in the water. Gathers himself up and manages to get down to the dock.
He's like a normal person.
That's what I mean, Jin.
See, that was intended. Like that would have happened to Medi if she was a person.
She just shakes her head, walks right by you, looks at you. Medi gives you a quick wink and carefully walks down the gangway.
Medi, you have a thing for first captains, first mates, huh? Huh? You like positions of authority and power, I see.
What?
What?
What are you talking about?
Huh?
You're saying words that are stupid.
I said you're attracted to positions of power, but you're whispering, so I can't really. Do you normally speak at this low of a volume?
I don't know what your problem is. I think that you just have selective hearing.
My problem.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. My problem is that you answer or whisper.
I don't. Also, I have no voice because I talked to people for like 5 hours last night and ran.
Medi, you're
like
so social. I thought you went up to the crow's nest and went to sleep.
I'm explaining why I can't shout at you.
Oh, you're talking about real life stuff.
Yes.
How dare you? I'm in Jin right now. Don't draw me back to reality.
In game, Medi freaking talks in their sleep.
She's just screaming and yelling at nightmares.
For sure. Yeah, that probably happens, but we aren't going to get into that darkness, shall we?
Let's keep this lighthearted, all right? We keep the darkness for later.
Mhm.
Something,
More
something
booze involved.
Once
about
again, that pigeon has
uniform.
flown all the way from the den to hover nearby to say that.
Mhm, mhm.
Gatharn actually has a little familiar he's not aware of.
Oh, he's very aware of
Metagaming
his little
pigeon.
tiny familiar.
Oh boy.
Yes, it's not
What
the
up?
pigeon though that he's familiar with.
Well, I go down and I collect our
Who
things.
sees a pigeon at sea, for fuck's sake?
Jin, you make your way down, gathering up Omni and your own things. Meta, you find your things there as well. The only items I believe are still there are yours, Gatharn, right? Your personal items are still there? No, you moved those as well?
I picked
Okay.
mine up when I gathered all the healing potions, with the exception of a few of the lesser healing potions, because I knew they didn't really have any medics on board.
Gotcha.
Cider and me.
Oh, yeah.
Do I see that special item in Omni's things?
Special item?
The compass?
No.
Medi?
Hmm?
And I start like shaking Omni's things. Medi. Medi. There's Medi. It's not here, Medi.
Yeah, because we hid it.
Oh, okay.
Jesus.
You guys didn't tell me anything. Who's
Because you weren't
Jesus?
here.
Oh, what do you mean I wasn't here?
I just like palm his face and go towards where we.
Aggressive.
You tried to wash me off the gangplank. I'm not the one being aggressive.
Yeah, but you
Gonna
can swim.
go
I've seen you
Find
swim.
the hiding spot where we hid the compass and look for it there.
Yeah, it's there.
All right.
Securing it. You now have all your stuff back up on the main deck. Make your way down the gangway. As the two of you make your way down the gangway, you see a very familiar elf standing on the dock.
Okay.
She looks at the two of you, and as you attempt to just kind of walk past her, any idea where your friend Gatharn is? I'd like to talk to him.
Up yours, lady. Oh, sorry. I don't know where that came from.
Not even
Usually-
looking at Jin. She's just staring right at Medi the whole time.
Probably off
Positions
enjoying the
of power.
Revels.
So he's not here then.
I didn't see him.
Thank you. And you watch as she turns away and disappears into the crowd.
I don't know where that came from, Eddie. I'm sorry.
It's because
very
sometimes
rude.
you have dark thoughts, and sometimes they just have to come out. You have to express them sometimes.
Should we go find Gatharn?
He knows that he's being stalked.
Does he?
Yes. Did you
'Cause I
notice
know- I
how he
know
was
I'm kind of like
hiding
the-
wrapped up in his hammock. The spider.
Brandon just did his best impersonation of the episode of that guy in The Hobbit, the beginning, where he's trying to picks at his ear and he's like flicking earwax off his.
Charming.
Anyway,
Tharn's like, "Is someone talking about me?"
So Medi and Jin, you're now making your way back with all your gear and equipment back towards.
I'm just saying, I'm very concerned about him. He's like the size of a small child. How's he gonna take care of himself?
he's going to break that woman in half if she tries to do anything to him.
But how? It just doesn't make
Because
any
he's
sense.
Gatharn
He's so little.
and powerful.
He's so tiny and cute.
He could snap you in half as well.
Yeah, I mean, maybe.
As the two of you reach,
I mean, it doesn't help that your legs are like twigs.
as the two of you are having this conversation, you reach the ship. It takes a few minutes to get back as you're kind of walking and having this conversation. The two of you look up to see the new, freshly painted name on the ship. The Whispering Eye.
I am going to kill him. I think just as he sleeps. No. See, that's mean. Okay.
You just
I'm
wanted to
not-
protect him, and now you want to kill him.
No, I don't want to kill him. That was
think you
just
got
that
him
was
in
it just
line.
no, it
Why
just
did you
came
wanna
out
do
of
that
me. Okay,
already?
I don't really want to kill him. I want to put my fist so deep in his fucking.
Go on.
It's almost like you could see a symbiotic carnage try to come out of Jin's
Yeah.
face.
No, it's the Whispering Eye.
I would
It's
have
good.
fist him so bad.
Right?
Turn him into a
There it
puppet.
is. It's a good name, right? What does it mean?
You watch as Clark leans over the rail. I think it means pussy. And leans back over and goes back to working on the
Why-
deck of the ship.
Why would people call a cat a Whispering Eye? That doesn't make it.
Anyways, awkward. Jin, roll for awkwardness.
18.
You're very awkward right now, Medi. The awkwardness of Jin has even made the fourth wall a little bit awkward.
Mm. We can repaint it again when he's not looking. It'll be fine.
Should we? Where did he even get the paint?
I'm
Who
sure
knew he
could
could
hide from
spell?
somewhere.
Whispering's a pretty big word.
He's more intelligent than anybody gives him credit for.
Oh, look,
Stop
there's-
bagging on my guy.
There's the Whispering Eye.
There was
Right
a
behind her
whispering eye right by Shannon's got a whispering eye right next to her. I just saw
Oh,
it
really?
jump.
That's a good bean.
Don't flick the bean. Don't
Oh,
flick
no,
the whispering eye.
Stop. No. Stop it. Stop it. Cut it out.
It's even better that its name is Bean. Flick the bean.
Flick.
Well, I mean, her name isn't
Stop it,
Bean. Her name is
guys.
Oscar.
Stop it, guys.
Anyway,
Any.
Stop
make
it,
it back
you
with our
dirty animal.
stuff.
Again,
Yes.
ladies and gentlemen, our broadcast is NC-17.
Correct. And I have that setting on so that when people come and watch us for the first time, it says by clicking this, you accept the fact that you're about to watch a mature show. We're maturely responsible. We do not tolerate all the other bullshit, but we do like to have fun.
All right, so kids, if you're watching this, don't tell your parents. It's not our fault. You accepted this.
You shouldn't leave it to 4 adults playing D&D to tell you to give you your birds and bees lessons.
They've got the internet. They learned about that shit in 2nd grade.
I really hope not. Stay pure.
Pure soul. Okay.
Let's look up kissing videos on
Where
what's this,
where do you want to
RedTube?
put the box? The compass. Just hand it to Omni.
I mean, if Omni's going to stay on the ship, it's probably smart.
Yeah. Captain. Psst, 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 psst.
Yes, Jin. Oh, good, you brought my stuff back. Medi, did you get everything? Kind of gives you a knowing glance. Ah, good. Could you come with me, Medi? I've been working on the captain's quarters.
Giggity.
Yes.
Ah, good.
Jin just stands there. Just
You,
like,
you
Jin,
see
I
like
believe.
a macaw fly through your like the air going giggity, giggity, giggity.
I believe Clark would like your help down below. I'm gonna take Medi over to the captain's quarters, show her all the work I've done.
okay.
Can you?
I just eat up Jin's look. It
Yeah.
just fuels me. I don't even need to feed on this day. Just
And as the two of you make your way towards because the captain's quarters is below the helm's portion of the deck. It's not like a traditional one like Raylene's captain's quarters is, where it sits above deck and it's a really nice kind of. The one on the Whispering Eye is a bit more subdued, but it still has its own hatch that leads down to the back portion of the common level, because this ship only has 2 levels. It has the cargo, the common, and then the main deck. As the two of you reach the stairs, Omni just looks at you. He deserved that. Anyways, two of you kind of walk down the steps, and the doors have been fully repaired. There's a set of double doors. Omni opens one, and as you make your way in, it's actually quite nice. Some furniture has been ordered and delivered. There is at least 2 single beds, a navigation like map-like table, series of chairs, a larger table stacked with like books and parchments that Omni's been working on. So Medi, I did something interesting yesterday.
as you generally do.
Oh, well, thank you. I went about the harbor, spent some time looking at the other ships. The condition is mixed, to say the least. It seems that most of them are, well, in need of repair, which I found kind of interesting. Also, I went back to the blacksmith shop, and quite vacated of everything that was there. So whatever Thorvald's people took, they took it all. Found no other real evidence there. But I've been thinking about the Hawk a bit. I'm kind of under the impression that the Hawk and Thorvald are at odds. What are your thoughts?
Mm-hmm. I believe that Raylene was saying the same, and she has to go see Thorvald today, and it seems that everybody has kind of noticed that they're at odds.
Interesting. Wonder if that's on purpose or by accident.
Fair point.
You play chess, Medi?
I succeeded at it, yes.
Play a game with me really quick. Conversation.
Okay.
There's a chessboard set up on a small round table, 2 chairs. There's a bottle of wine on the side. He sits down, or they sit down. Please, join us.
I forgot that us was a thing for Omni for a second. I was like, pew, pew.
I know, right?
Okay. Yeah, let me sit down.
Okay. I kind of feel like something is playing out here. The rumors in the streets and the talk seem to be that this is not feeling like a normal revel. Thorvald is not behaving as expected. He seems very obsessed, and I think he's obsessed with, well, one of the items that you brought back. By the way, over there I've built a hidden compartment in the wall that you can use when you're ready to hide it there. I still think just me and you knowing about it is by far the better solution to this challenge. Gathan keeps strange company, so the less he knows, the better, I think. Omni, pours wine in both goblets. Completely typical Omni. He doesn't really care about day or night, morning or evening. It's just, the day is the day, and what happens, happens.
Yeah.
But I kind of feel like the ships are the pieces, and all the different captains involved are the players. But I feel like maybe the Hawk has more going on than we can see.
I think that much is very obvious at this point.
And supposedly, I've also heard rumors that Thorvald has fallen out with the leader, or the current individual, I think it's Grayburn or Gregor, who currently runs the Clovis Conclave and in charge of most of the organizations going on within Zadash and the major port. And that supposedly all the guilds are being outlawed unless they pay a tax.
Oh.
It's information I gleaned last night walking around. Yes, the Patriarch Gregore Von Weis currently sits as the jefe of the Clovis Conclave, sits at, not Zadash, at Nicodranus, where he oversees the interests of the Clovis Conclave. It makes me wonder what Thorvald has planned. He seems very insistent on this compass. Do you think we should sell it to him? We get quite a bit of money.
First of all, absolutely not. Secondly, I don't know. I feel like we have this now. We can do all sorts of things with it as long as we keep it. We just need to finish what we're doing here and move on. And hopefully, we'll be able to fasten. We'll be fast enough to outrun anybody that might try to come with us.
Well, it's one of the reasons why I actually like this ship. It is, we can't carry much. We only need a small crew. We can get in and out of things quite quickly. You ever get that feeling, Medi? Something strange is going on.
Well, that much we know. There's
Well,
a
but-
lich in the shell.
But also, you remember the information we got from Gathan about the compass. Can you imagine what you could do to harness the full abilities of this thing? To know without actually physically knowing anything more than a name of a ship and to know precisely where it is? I mean, that's some power. You could control the shipping lanes. You could know where every ship is and how to deal with it. Not a wonder Copper Joe was so successful. And have you ever wondered why there aren't any more pirates these days? I mean, the history books are full of them, but, well, to a degree.
Because taxes. Check, by the way.
Oh, shit. You always do that when I'm not paying attention. Move the piece to kind of get out of the condition.
I don't know. I just feel like we have to keep our eyes on the board, as it were. We could... What would you do with a compass if you could do anything with it? What would you do with it?
Well, to me, the compass would be a great way to run a very successful business. Still make money, but use it as a way to stay ahead of those that are more nefarious in nature. I think that would make sense. I definitely wouldn't use it to hold those down or to use it in such a way to cause physical harm to anybody. We don't really appreciate that kind of behavior. But if I had the ability to safely use this compass, start up our own shipping organization and recruit captains. And I mean, the whole guild thing is kind of more politicized, and it's more about who you know and what you're willing to pay. But if the rumors are true, and, well, Gregore is dissolving the guild, that means independent contracting will be the way of things forward, and I would imagine that Tharivol would lose his influence.
At least, vast majority of it, I would assume. I think that it's definitely very important that we know Thorvald's ship and where that is at all times.
Fair enough. You hear him go, check.
Do the same thing, just move out of the situation. I don't know. It's very complicated. This whole thing's very complicated.
You spent some time with Raylene the other night, did you not?
Mm-hmm.
How'd that go? Anything useful?
We figured out a little something that might keep me satisfied for a bit.
And how's that going? Are you okay with that? I mean, personally, we think you should be whatever you are, but I know that there's some trauma behind it for you.
We all have our traumas.
Yes, mine is our Jinn. So not quite sure how to. Did you notice his behavior last night?
How could I not?
And then he's all dumplings and soup in the morning.
Yeah, we know there's day gin, night gin. Yeah, we established this.
What do you suppose that's about?
He's a dead man walking, so could be any number of things.
Fair.
Not fair for me to pass judgment on him for that. I can pass judgment on him for being an ass.
I wonder if that's his very nature.
Being an ass?
Because he's really good at it.
He's very good at it.
But obviously he uses it as a veneer to hide things.
Yeah, which is very obvious. He can't actually answer questions, I don't think. I don't know if it's because he's being deceptive or just doesn't know.
There's a knock at the door.
Mm.
Door, Omni goes, yes. Door opens. Captain, it's Clark. Nala's back with some crew for you to review. Clark, Medi, good to see you. By the way, Medi, what is your rank on this ship? It's going to be kind of important as we get the crew organized. Discipline is key to a successful crew.
Mm-hmm.
Omni just leans back on his little chair, looks at you. It's a good question, Medi. My job's easy. I just got to go get a commission, and I'm going to be captain, I think. I just hope I don't have to have sex with Raylene. It seems like everybody's having sex with Raylene, and I really don't want to go where Gatharn's already been.
Does seem that way, yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, Gatharn did that. We experimented, but not in that way.
Mm-hmm. Fair enough. Thoughts on your rank? Navigator? Bosun?
I mean, what's open?
I feel like you should steer this thing. I feel like you should learn the art of navigation and the art of map making. I don't really think we can trust others considering what we possess and what we might need to do in the future.
Fair enough.
Clog, she is our navigator. Good job. Well said, Captain. Well, when the two of you are ready, I've already grabbed Jin out from the below decks. We've got at least 12 sailors worth meeting, and we only need 7 for the vessel, with Nala and Brackish and myself, and then the accompaniment of you and your mates. Well, that's a big enough crew, I think. No reason to break out the coffers, as they say.
Fair enough. Let's go meet them.
Oh, by the way, Medi, checkmate. And Omni gets up and follows Clark out into the main deck.
Just stare at the chessboard for a little while. First time somebody's beaten me in a very long time. And Omni has never beaten me.
You walk out onto the deck where Omni and Jin are standing and waiting for Medi, and the review of the crew continues. Gatharn, you make your way into the den. The main drinking establishment within the den is the Hoisted Sail. You make your way into it, and it's busy. People are drinking, having a good time. There doesn't ever really seem to be a concern of what time of day it is. But it's quite crowded. People come and go on a regular basis. Anything particular you'd like to do here?
I will find a table that is closer to the edges where people hide.
Okay, give me a perception check.
16.
With most drinking establishments, chairs and tables get pushed further and further out to make room for other patrons. You easily find a darkened section of the Hoisted Sail, and you put your back to the wall and make sure there's no other chairs about, just you, a table, as dark as can be. Go ahead and give me a stealth check, just so I have a base.
See, that is going to be +3. And that is 18.
Okay.
Yeah, 18.
You seem to blend in quite nicely. He doesn't even really notice that you're there to recognize him. At another table, about maybe 30 or 40 feet away, you can see the Hawk is currently drinking a mug of something warm, because you can see the steam come off of it. Across from him, you can see the one-legged individual that had been a part of your introduction to Thorvald. You're close enough to kind of catch their conversation. The Hawk leans in a little bit closer. Well, definitely be easier to know what he's up to. I'm not used to being in the dark, as they say. The person leans back. in her kind of like feminine voice. Well, I'm giving you all the info I have. I mean, I'm trying to pay off my debt, Hawk. It's the only way I can do it. Things have been rough. I can't get my commission back. Ever since I lost my leg in that fight, I just can't get work. Well, don't you worry. You work for me now. Just get me that information. I need to understand why he's so fixated on that compass. I know he has the flag, but I don't have enough info about that compass. Have you been able to get me information that I need in regarding that? I've been putting the tails out on the Whispering Eye. I've got people out and keeping an eye on them, but nothing revealed. But we'll do our best. We'll find it. Good. Just wiping off the debt that you owe me is significant. Now, you watch as the Hawk stands up, stretches, takes their mug, and quickly starts to walk away and then looks back at her. We're running out of time. I have to know where that compass is, and I have to know what Thorvald's planning before I leave this wretched place. Do you understand me? Yes, I understand. And a few minutes go by, the Hawk leaves. The individual sitting at, which you never really got her name. You just remember that she had escorted the others, and then eventually you remember seeing her in the room when Thorvald had quickly told everybody to leave the room, and then the private conversation ensued afterwards. Her right peg leg was the only really familiarity with her. Plain simple features, plain look, tan skin, long brown hair. Someone who's seen a lot of weather, so maybe that makes sense that she used to be a captain. She's now sitting there by herself, just staring at her hands and her drink.
To her.
What's that?
Said I'm gonna go up to her.
Okay. As you
Gonna sit down.
Oh.
How'd you lose your leg?
Yes, sure, sit down. Give me a persuasion check really quick. Let's see how amicable she's going to be with this conversation.
Not very. Oh, god damn! That's a natural 20, so that's 19.
Yeah. Can I get you something to drink? It's a long story.
Oh no, I've got my drink right here, and I pat my big old wineskin.
It's full of water.
I don't tell her that.
Yeah, clearly. She kind of drinks from her mug.
Not to confuse it with my small wineskin that's full of pepper sauce.
Mm. Yeah, you don't want to get those confused.
No, that's why I made sure the other one was bigger.
I'm going to leave that one alone. She just kind of leans in. Well, I used to have a captaincy. It was, I don't know, maybe 2-3 years ago, and I had a decent contract with Thorvald. It was one of the better years, one of the better seasons we had. Had a bit of run-in with some smugglers that didn't go well. Well, we fought. I was on the receiving end of a round of cannon fire that took my leg off from the knee down. And unfortunately, they couldn't get me to the appropriate healer in time, and I was never able to recover my limb. Got used to it. I've always had an opportunity to have it replaced or possibly magically re-imbued to my body, but after a while, so much time passed, I just got used to it and dealt with it. I think Thorvald felt a little bit guilty about that, and, well, I've been his scribe ever since, doing the day-to-day work and issuance that he needs done.
Wait, so you went from being a captain to a scribe? Because you lost your leg and some dickhead thought he was responsible? That's bullshit. Why don't you have a ship?
Well, I don't know. I kind of lost the taste for it, to be honest with you. It felt okay to maybe take some downtime and work on me. And, well, so here I am, 3 years later, Still Thurivold's personal secretary, although I don't really know for how much longer, but hopefully.
You ever wanted to go back, sailing again? Instead of being... No, I sailed with Thorvald's brother, and that man was a good man.
Aye, Thorvald's
Giant
brother, yeah.
Thingy. Trinity was a good man. And if Thorvald is of any cut of, like, Trinity... I don't have siblings, so I don't know if, personality-wise, it's all the same. But regardless, if they're of the same ilk...
I don't believe we
If you
formally...
wanted to go sailing, you wanted to get back on a ship.
This kind of feels like you're offering me a job.
Well, yeah, we just got a boat, and we're looking for experienced crew.
Can I think about it? What,
Of course. We're at the Whispering Eye. It used to be some stupid name like the Black Eye. That just sounded dumb.
Yes, the Whispering
The
Eye.
Whispering Eye.
It's definitely
It's
more
just got that-
palatable.
Well, yeah, we're on a schooner. The fuck are we on again?
You're on a sloop.
Sloop. We're on a sloop. So, we go across the waves with barely a whisper. So I figured it was a suiting name, a Whispering Eye.
Oh, they make good smuggling vessels, to say the least. Easy to find independent work with those kind of vessels.
Oh, good to know. Never did smuggling. I've always been on galleys and things like that. So, smuggling. All right, hold on. I'll write that down. Smuggling. How do you spell that?
Smuggling, perhaps? Cthon,
Oh, kind of like snuggling. Yeah, I don't do the snuggling bits. They all get clingy.
Because Cthon, we
Men are the worst.
haven't formally met. My name is Keth, by the way.
Keth. Yes, I am Gthard Luxspell. Former
Yes.
bosun of the Trinity's Maximizer ship.
Yeah, that was quite the loss to lose that vessel. Quite.
Yeah, that dickhead Marquis.
Do you-
What's his name?
do you have-
Gregore.
Do you happen to know why Trinity decided to go out during hurricane season? In that particular spot of the Lucidian Sea?
The only thing I know is we got a contract from Gregore. It was of some import. And Captain Trinity decided to keep everything close to the chest. Next thing I know, we were in a bloody fucking hurricane.
So you didn't see any suspicious cargo then, did you?
Me? No, not suspicious at all. Not that I'm aware of.
No. There's rumors that Captain Trinity brought something on board of a rather odd nature. And
I knew we were hauling cargo, but I didn't know what we were hauling.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll certainly take your offer into consideration. With the way things have been lately, I may have to go back to sea to earn my keep. I'm very excellent at reading maps. I can write very well. I'm good at scribing. If you're in need of a scribe to take down information and manage your crew logs and manifests and cargoes and all the necessary permits when coming in and out of harbors, I'm quite adept at those things.
Oh, I'm pretty sure we're gonna need someone like that, like the permits and the things and the stuffs like that, and maps. We're gonna need more maps. The ship we have had maps. It has some maps. I'm pretty sure there was more maps, but there was an accident.
An accident? What happened?
Let's just say the previous captain was very cautious about his personal effects. And I was unaware that there was a key. And it went boom.
Cthon, most locks have keys. It's always better to start there first.
In my defense, I am like, the key was for someone that was like 6 foot tall. It was way up there. It was not eye level for me.
Yes.
But
you're a bit on the short side, but I see that more as an advantage. Doesn't hinder it.
Oh yeah, you could kick a guy right in the nadgers with your own head.
Well, thank you for the talk, the advice. I do have to get back to the Regent's headquarters and do my afternoon work with Tharivol before he meets with all the captains tonight. But thank you. Good talk.
You're quite welcome. Like I said, we are now crewing the Whispering Eye. I will talk to our Captain Omni, because I'm quite sure we'll need someone that knows the proper documents to get in and out of harbors. Oh, and where can I get some more maps?
Oh, well, I believe if you find your way over to Skullswalk, there's a professional cartographer there. Slight of a man, goes by the name of Williamson. He runs a little shop called Pointing North. He sells all manner, does custom work. I'm sure he could provide you with what you might need. It's always exciting to go at sea for the first time with a new crew, don't you think?
Oh, yeah. We get to break them in.
But
I remember when I got broken in. It's time to return the favor.
she just looks at you
But
with the most
You
disparaging look you've ever seen. She just crumbles.
You've been a captain. You won't have to fare with the same thing. I mean, we respect former captains.
Well, fair enough.
What was the name of your ship?
Oh, that's not very important. You probably wouldn't have heard of it anyways. But anyways, thank you for the discussion. Thank you for the information. And if I want to take advantage of that opportunity, I will certainly look for Captain Omni and your ship. She kind of gets up and throws a gold piece onto the table and just kind of nods in your direction and quickly makes her way out of the hoisted sail. Medi and Jin, the crew arrayed in front of you vary in many different ways. You see what look to be two probably Syrian green females. They're human, but they are very heavily tanned and look like they've been at sea for a great deal of time. They're kind of leaning on each other's shoulders as the two of them watch you walk over. Clark goes, yeah, these are this here is Amanda and her sister, Tanya. They've served on quite a few of rosters and are reliable. He passes by them. A hobgoblin is next. This here is Crooked Face, as we like to call him. Very stout, easy on the line, and will often, if your master's in trouble, this is the man to take care of it. The hobgoblin with his kind of like black orangish face just kind of nods. And so this kind of goes on for about 5 or 10 minutes. It's a good assortment of potential sailors, all of which seem to have experience. Nala's done a pretty good job of getting together pretty much what Omni was looking for. Reliable, no one particularly nefarious. Crew itself. Takes about 10-15 minutes before you meet all of them, and Clog just stands there and looks at Nala. Well, I'm going to go back below deck. Nala, you got this. Yeah, I got this. Don't you worry. I sent Brackish to look for more carpenters. It seems like they were a little bit short on those this morning, but he'll be back. Anyways, Captain, Navigator Medi, Carpenter Jin, is Bosun? What are we calling you? Discipline's important. What's your rank?
I just work here.
Well, Omni just kind of pinches the bridge of their nose, squints his eyes. You know what? I've come up with the perfect solution for you, Jin. You're my first mate. And Omni turns around and walks immediately towards the captain's quarters. And as your first order of the day, first mate Jin yells it out loud so the entirety of the deck hears it. Sort this out. Medi, excellent game of chess. and the door closes or the Omni disappears below deck, and you hear a door shut.
I look at Medi, and I just...
Nala kind of looks at
something
Jin.
in my eye.
Go fuck yourself.
Medi, you definitely feel like this is not meant to be a promotion of any of the sort. There's just finally a way for Omni to kind of like deal with Jin in a certain way that he feels. And right now, Jin, your responsibility is to pick the crew.
Crooked Face?
Yeah.
What's your real name?
I mean, I've been called that for so long, I just kind of stick with it.
Do you like Crooked Face?
Yeah.
It feels kind of derogatory, but if you're okay with it.
No, I mean, look at my face. His jaw's like slightly off. His nose is slightly off. One eye is slightly high. He's got kind of facial tribal goblin tattoos on his face. I don't mind. I mean, when things are going bad, it's kind of nice to have a short name, don't you think? First mate. Oh, sir. Okay. Excuse me.
Crooked Face? Come over. Come over on this side.
He kind of looks and he goes, "Oh, cool.
Yeah, you made it. I like you. Amanda and Tanya.
Yes.
If you're traveling down the median line at 60 degrees and you make a left, where would you be?
Well, it wouldn't really matter after I toss your fucking ass over the rail."
Oh. Cross, come on.
The sisters walk across and kind of giggle and give you a bit of a wink. There are a couple goblins, a gnome, another orc, and a couple more humans in the lineup.
I look at the goblins and the gnomes like, Medi, look, friends for Catharn.
He's not a child. Stop it.
Yeah, but he'll have playmates and he'll know how to be in a social setting. You three, come on.
Okay. Whatever you say.
What are you doing?
Sir.
Yeah. Okay.
That's 6 so far. You only need 2 more.
Oh boy. All right. What are the last of the dredges?
The last of the 7 that are, or 6 that are remaining. Hey, Gajo. I know, right? The last 6 that are remaining are 3 humans, a couple orcs, and a bugbear.
Oh, this ship had a bugbear, right? Did you enjoy the taste of that? Was that like a good vintage?
That face.
Mr. Bugbear, please come over.
Hey, all right, don't you want to know what my skills are?
It's okay. We'll just call you Juicebox for now.
Kind of don't know what that. You could hear like other people are giggling and laughing about that.
Okay. Oh no, but what are your skills? That's a good point. I mean, you really don't want to undersell yourself, but now it's just.
Well, I'm really good at repairing sails and doing. I mean, kind of leans down towards you. Don't really want it to get out, but I'm really good at sewing.
That's not it. Come here.
Yeah.
You should be proud of that, okay?
Well, yeah,
Sewing?
but you see, when you go drinking and everybody's kind of badass, and then they look at you and you're like, oh, I'm a really good sewer. It just doesn't have the right effect. So I usually tell people that I'm wanted for murder. Makes for a better story.
This man is wanted for murder. That is the type of stuff we need in our ship.
Yeah.
Mr. Bugbear, Mr. Juicebox, come cross the line, please.
Yeah, I'll be perfect.
Why would you
for
just yell that out to everybody? If he's wanted.
Because this man is of ill repute in what we need on this ship. Something to give us a little bit of grit, okay?
The bugbear's got a big
you sit
smile
down.
on his face as he crosses over.
Okay. So we have some humans and
a couple orcs. Yeah, spot for one more crew person.
All right, Mr. Orc, what do you do?
What do I do?
Miss Orc? Miss?
I know, it's hard to tell us apart, isn't it, you fucking weirdo? Anyways, I'm what you call a sergeant. I get everybody trained, and we do boarding actions. If you just point me in the right direction, I take heads, arms, legs, whatever you want taken. I don't mind swabbing a deck as well.
And I look at the humans. Can anybody top that?
The three remaining humans just kind of walk off sheepishly. The other orc kind of looks up at this orc and then kind of walks off as well, leaving him behind.
Mr. Orc, your name?
Yeah, my name is Snagglepuss.
No, that's not gonna work for me personally. Do you want to go by another name?
Well, I mean, my friends call me. Can't really say that name all the time. Well, my friends call me Gronk. It's the sound I make when I break your fucking head open. Gronk. Just saying.
I look at Medi and Gronk, welcome aboard the Whispering Eye.
Ah, thank you.
Juice box?
Yeah.
Can you come over here, please?
Hey, I can come. What can I do for you?
The captain has a few of his nice silk shirts, a little bit in disrepair. Just go open his door, just, set him up right, okay? I want to see what your skills are about. You advertise them heavily to me. I try to bolster your reputation. Come on, a little tit for tat, yeah?
There were a lot of words there that I'm not sure I understand, but...
Patch the fucking captain's shirts, please.
Okay. The bugbear kind of grabs their rucksack, throws it over their shoulder, and starts walking towards the door. You watch as Nala leans down. Would it be more productive to get everybody settled into their crews, get them unpacked and getting them to work? We do want this ship up and running by the end of the week.
I appreciate your wise and sage advice. I did send Mr. Juicebox to do some work, yes, but if you do see him around, please let him know to unpack and let the rest of the crew know that what to do.
You watch as Omni comes out of the door. The bugbear kind of goes running out as well. Jin, come here, please, so we can have a slight conversation.
I think I'm okay over here.
Give me a wisdom save.
What do you got for me? What do you got for me? Oh, okay, well, what happens?
You don't even see his hands move. Suddenly you're compliant. You're like, I should really go talk to the captain. He spends the next couple minutes explaining to you, Jin, if you ever send someone to work on my shirts again, I am going to take a wad of cloth, I'm going to shove it up your ass and seal it with a steel lid. And you could spend the rest of your days feeling as if you need to take a shit. Now, I gave you this first mate position because I don't want to deal with the nonsense. Now, goodbye.
Can I have your shirts, though?
Goodbye.
They're ripped.
And then shuts the door and you feel the fog in your head kind of clear.
I just walk back up to Betty, just like...
How'd it go?
Well, anyways, I'll get the crew started, Meddy. Yeah, you can deal with this bundle of weird.
Oh, no, I'm good.
Any particular needs that you need, Meddy? We've got a lot of deliveries being made over the next couple of days.
Gunpowder.
Yeah, we got that coming. Omni made sure that, well, we don't normally keep them on deck, but Omni had me procure those two small cannons, the two small deck cannons. So we've got shot and powder on the way. Should be here tomorrow.
You know the Hobbit meme, or the Lord of the Rings meme, I don't remember which one it is, but it's like, first breakfast, but what about second? Yeah. Okay, yeah, we have gunpowder coming, but what if it was more?
How much more do you think we need? I've got coin left over, and Captain Omni said that if any of the officers sent me out to get more goods, as long as the coin lasts, I can acquire it.
Yeah. My gunpowder that I bought made it, yes?
Yeah, it's here. It's stowed below decks. We had to package it especially, it's weird looking stuff.
It's different than the other gunpowder.
Yeah, well, it kind of has a bit of a luminescent shine to it when you look at it, but other than that, it smells like gunpowder. But so we kept it separate from the others. I assume it's your own personal stash that you wanted.
I want to go down and compare the two, because as far as I know, that was gunpowder.
Nala follows you down and opens up one of the powder kegs of the regular powder that's already been delivered. Not all of it yet, but some of it. And then goes over to where some canvas bagging is and opens up the lid of the other one. And there's a slight purplish metallic hue to it. Very strange. You don't recall it looking like that when you bought it.
Can I try to determine what has happened to my explosives?
Okay. Go ahead and give me investigation as you kind of take a look at it.
Look at this small. My God. These dice know two numbers. Well, four numbers. One of them is 19, one of them is 20, the other is 4, the other is 6. Today, we got 27.
27. You begin to realize it's the lighting. When you had seen the powder before, the individual had stated to you that was even though it was powder, I mean, the chemical mixture that they used was a little bit different. And you get the feeling that really what you're seeing here is the unique way that the powder was made. You watch as Nala takes a pinch of it from your keg's head and puts it into like a small metal dish, and it bursts with no problem. Nala just,
Okay.
I just think it's, sometimes the saltpeter mix is a little bit weird. Sometimes they put metallics in it to help it burn brighter and harder. Some just do it as a way to put their own spin on their signature of powder making.
Okay, good to know. Good. Get out.
So the busyness of the deck is above you. Jen, you're watching as the crew is getting all their rucksacks settled in down below. The ship is now becoming a hive of activity. The familiar sounds of sailor shouts and officer on deck every time Omni comes out kind of permeates into the afternoon at this point. Gatharn, you're still in the area of the den. You're still inside the hoisted sail after your conversation with Keth. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
As I'm eating my meal, I'm just keeping an ear open for other rumors.
And you've moved back to your seating position?
Yeah.
Okay, give me a fresh stealth check because you came out and then going back in. So give me a fresh stealth. Just so I have the number.
16.
16. Well, that dice rolls a lot of 16s too.
I keep changing dices.
Dices. I think it's pronounced dices, not dices.
That one would have been a 21.
You sit down. Eventually, a tray of food, meat, and cheeses that you're consuming was set in front of you, and you're just kind of keeping an eye out on things as people come and go throughout the mid-morning and into the afternoon. This will take a couple hours, but go ahead and give me a perception check. It's pronounced D's nuts.
D's nuts. That is 21?
21.
Plus 4? Yeah, 21.
The time that you spend here through mid-morning and into the afternoon, there's definitely something changing in the wind. There is concern. There is many different conversations about contracts not being issued out. There's concerns. Even over here, a group of sailors going, I don't know why they did it. They pulled in all the rosters. None of the captains are signing right now. Very strange. Perhaps the final day, it'll be better. And they just all commiserate over tankards of ale. The conversations that you're hearing are of worry, concern, things that aren't happening like the normal previous revels that have happened. Firbolg has not been seen wandering the revels like he would normally do. He's very much sequestered in the main regent's headquarters. Captains coming and going on the regular. There's even some conversations in regards to Captain Raylene coming and going a couple separate times. Just a general feeling of discontent and concern throughout the morning and mid-morning. It's now afternoon.
After I finish my meal, I'm going to make my way to pointing north.
Okay. You're making your way towards the Skulls Walk, looking for Williamson, the proprietor of the Pointing North map-making shop. Medi, Jin, most of the morning is now gone. It's afternoon. The crew is settled in. Clark has already begun drilling practices, making sure they understand the rank and officers on board. Omnis gets involved from time to time. Nala and Brackish once again disappearing to go acquire more supplies and inventory for a potentially long sailing. It's the afternoon. What would you two like to do?
I'll go to the newly hired crewmates and all right, which one of you out of all of you knows how to fight?
I'm pretty sure that's gonna be me. And it's Gronk.
Right.
And it's Gronk.
Gronk, come over here. The rest of you? Just sailors?
The two sisters look at each other, then look at you. You watch as Crooked Face kind of looks, and Crooked Face leans in. Well, I mean, we all can fight. It's part of, well, staying alive.
That's fair. But like fight and win.
So,
I mean,
how long
what-
have you been a first mate?
Are you questioning my authority?
No, I'm questioning your sanity. We're in the middle of trying to make this vessel ready to go, and you've now stopped us. You've pulled Gonk aside, and it sounds like you want us to fight to the death.
I wouldn't say to the death.
You feel someone standing behind you.
Yes, Omni.
Again, at least try. At least try.
trying,
I'd
I'm
like to
trying.
get us out of port by the end of the week. Just try. And you watch as Omni
trying.
just goes down the gangway, shaking his head, pinching the bridge of their nose.
Gronk, I'm really trying.
Yeah, I can see that. Can we get back to work, sir?
Yeah, get back to work.
They busily kind of disperse. Meta, you take all this in, and you're wondering if maybe Omni's little trick might backfire at this point.
Yeah, almost certainly it will.
Anything you guys want to do for the afternoon?
Yeah.
Just wait till the sun sets.
Okay.
Yep. I think. Let's see. We did that thing. We did that thing. We did that thing.
All I can see is a little cat paw, like right there.
Yeah. There's-
Little bean paw.
Maybe. I would like to start my crafting adventures. I think I'm gonna start working towards being more betterer at being
Betterer.
crafty. More betterer. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so I got stuff to be able to make we tinkered to be able to potentially make the nom nom juice.
Yeah. The not nom
nom-nom
nom
juice.
juice. Yeah.
Not nom nom juice.
The satiating
Um,
juice of don't kill everybody that you see when you get hungry.
Yeah, that's the one. You know, casual like you do. And I think that I'm gonna start trying to make or gathering supplies and etc. and working towards making things like basic acids, poisons,
Okay.
etc.
You're pretty well versed since it's now the third day. You've been around the Revels. You're aware of Galley's Way and Skull's Walk being the main kind of marketing areas where you can find stalls and all manner of small or large or medium-sized things. And I'll say you spend the afternoon acquiring anything related to what you want.
Do I know anything that would be particularly effective to use against, I don't know, a lich?
Give me a history check.
Advantage because he's undead?
Yeah, you're well versed in the undead reality.
Did not need the advantage, but was going to ask about it anyway. History. Dang. 25 again.
Yeah, I mean, there are many different ways, either through story, lore, or understanding kind of the nature of liches. They are very powerful creatures, usually. They've either failed at attempts of a more kind of like normal ascended immortality. They are obsessed with power. Most of them tend to be obsessed with power to the point that they just want to live forever. And many of them do it in many different ways to accomplish it. The real problem that you recall from your studies and your understanding of tracking down the one that made you is that liches possess a great deal of resistances and immunities. They're very hard creatures to kill. They tend to be anchored in such a way to thoughts and ideas of power, and usually surround themselves with people they influence to try and gain themselves more power or insight into how to live forever, essentially. Mm-hmm. But because it's usually a failed attempt at immortality, it disfigures them, causes them to become something undead in appearance, and they spend a great deal of their time and energy hiding their true selves as they walk through the reality of the world, trying to seek out more and more power to pull towards themselves. Their vulnerabilities are more about them as individuals, and usually anything radiant will definitely do more harm than good. You also recall that anything necrotic related, poison related will do no damage to them whatsoever.
Right.
Due to their failed ascendancy, magical weapons will only harm them, and even then, they're even slightly resistant to that. They are immune to non-magical attacks. And they're very good and very well adept at casting spells. They understand the nature of spellcraft, and they use it to almost kind of like create their own custom way of delivering. They tend to focus on necrotic-based spells, draining the life from others and consuming it themselves. They are slightly insane individuals as well. This constant pursuit for immortality and control and power leaves their minds often shattered and incoherent. Perhaps that could be used as a weakness. But radiant, things related to radiant damage, holy representation, anything like that, you figure will probably still work like it does on some of the other things that you've chased after and dispatched with in your past. But they are quite powerful entities.
All right. A plan forms as I go about, getting the stuff that I need.
So just for giggles, give me an investigation check, and that'll determine if you find everything or not.
That would be a natural one, so 9.
We'll say right now, a majority of the ingredients are becoming difficult to find, and you don't know if that's just the condition of the Revels or you're just having a hard time. I'll say you find 3 key items that you're looking for at this point.
Perfect. Tier 1 of things that I want to look for if I have time to now. If not, maybe tomorrow.
You definitely have the afternoon. Yeah.
Perfect. Would be a magical weapon that can deal holy damage or radiant damage. That'd be great. Tier 2, just a magical weapon at all, because I think I'm the only one in the party that doesn't have one still. And holy water. We're just gonna swing big. Probably not find such a thing on this particular little island, but golly gee, are we gonna try?
Okay.
Because there's a lich. case you guys forgot.
Using
Oh,
your understanding of the smuggling portion of the den, you take some time out to try to track down some of the black marketeers that might be in the area. Go ahead and give me a investigation roll with advantage because you know the den pretty well now. You spent enough time here.
Oh my god. Math. 17.
17. You come across a individual strumming a lute. They're sitting on a barrel leaning up against a wall, and you've been told that this individual's name is Tharai Tomar. He deals in particular weapons of nefarious background, and this was the individual that you had bought the alchemy supplies off of and steers you in that direction. You're standing near this person. They are impeccably dressed. They're well-tanned human features, curly blonde hair, bright blue eyes, a perfectly shaped, pointed blonde beard, wearing the garish attire of a bard. And you even recognize the symbol around his neck, the college that he attended, the College of the Scribe. Probably a particularly well-informed bard. And he just looks at you as you walk in his direction. Well, hello, fair lady. What can I, a humble, most ineffective, terrible person like I am, do for the likes of the stunning visage that you are?
Just stare at him for a little while, trying to determine if his beliefs were...
Give me an insight check.
My god. A 13.
I mean, seems genuine, seems smitten, and very enjoyable at your appearance.
Well, why are you saying such mean things about yourself?
Oh, well, I've always been told the greatest way to start a conversation is with self-deprecation. You kill him.
Numbers mean just...
Well, if you're standing here before me, I'm assuming that you require specialized equipment, as they say.
Yes. Yes. That is, in fact...
Would that be me or a weapon, perchance? I do have many specializations I'm quite good at.
A weapon, perchance.
Oh, well, if that's all. You watch as he leans over and he takes the lid off the barrel and reaches in, pulls out some oilcloth wrapped items and sets them on top of the barrel once he puts the lid back on. Well, I don't have much in the way of weapons that I normally have, but I do have these 3 items. I've got this finely crafted rapier. I've been told by Alim that it is masterwork, and it has the enchantment of attack on advantage, +1 to hit and +1 for damage.
Love that.
Now I also have this long sword here. Now this one is quite nefarious. My understanding is if you plunge it in the chest of your opponent, you get a 1d8 health regeneration per short rest, and it's +1 to attack and +1 for damage. And last but not least, the short, broad stubbiness of a good short sword at your waist. This one is +2 to attack and +2 for damage.
Beautiful.
Unfortunately, these are the only specific weapons that I have that I think you'll find that you might need.
What's the cost on the rapier or short sword?
The rapier, well, that one there will run you 2,500 gold, and the short sword will run you 2,000 gold.
I will take both.
Very good. He hands them both over to you. The 4,500 gold is placed into his possession, however that currency takes form, whether it's platinum, gems, or whatever you choose to exchange.
Yeah, so I need 500 gold back, good sir.
Okay. He hands you 50 platinum pieces back.
Wonderful.
Was there anything else I can get you?
Everything that's going on, there's a lot of rumors flying about.
Oh, yes.
Right.
Enough to nearly empty my shelves. Some are even saying the Revels are going to finish early this year.
Go on.
Yeah, you didn't hear this from me, because what do I know?
Of course not.
But anyways, Thorvald doesn't wander the crowd anymore, which is kind of interesting. But there's been ships leaving every day. Certain captains seem to be leaving of their own accord. Not staying, as they say, for the final end of the Revels. That's people wondering if old Thorvald has, well, lost his grip on power, perhaps.
Interesting. What do you think about it?
Oh, I don't know. All I know is because they were leaving, they scrambled to find things they wanted to purchase. They come to see me. I sell my goods. All I've got now is this strange oil that I can't seem to unload.
What is it?
I believe Alim called it the oil of the righteous. It is something that you would need to kill undead things.
Go on.
I've got a small barrel of it. I think you put a single use in a glass vial, and you merely throw it at skeletons and zombies if you ever see or believe in that nonsense. And my understanding is it does 2d8 radiant damage.
Can it be applied to a weapon?
I don't know. I haven't tried. It's kind of thin. Usually oils that can be applied to weapons are a bit more viscous and stay on the weapon. I haven't had much luck with that when I try to apply it to some of my own weapons to test it. He goes back to kind of finger plucking the loot. Anyways, what's your name, dear lady? You are quite stunning.
Maddie.
Oh, a pleasure doing business with you, Maddie. Your questions are interesting enough. What have you heard about what's going on?
Cutting back to the barrel of this oil, how much do you have?
Oh, you can have it. You can take it. I have about a gallon of it. I've had no luck in selling it.
Take that.
Yeah, it's good for about 100 doses, 100 applications.
Let's go.
I can assure you, as he strums at his loot, I am not.
Let's get nervous.
I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not hurting for funds. With so many leaving before the end of the Revels, they are snatching up whatever they can get their hands on. Look, my old friend over there, the alchemist, he's already packing. He plans on leaving tomorrow.
Might as well.
Yes. What's the point? At the end of the Revels, none of the normal shopping behavior is going to be going on. I mean, I still plan on seeing, at least staying for the fights. The pit fights by far are some of the most amazing things to watch.
I know someone you should bet on.
Oh, really? Inside information? Who should that be?
Gatharn. It's very
The Minotaur.
Gatharn, what does he look like? Is he as stunning as you? I'll take that as a yes.
A little bit shorter, a little bit greener.
Ooh, short and green. I'm already fascinated by this.
It's very good at what it does.
He's stringing his lute, kind of twisting the end and strumming on it. Well, is there anything else I could do for such a gorgeous person as yourself?
I am good right now, but maybe I'll see you down there.
Oh yes, I will be playing, as I always do at the fight pits, betting on this infamous Gatharn. And if you need to find me, you watch as he pulls kind of like a thin feather out from his like little brightly colored vest and hands it to you. Just throw that up in the air. I will see it, and I will come and we can have a conversation over wine, dinner, or other discussions.
How far away can you see this?
Oh, it's more of a magical notion than it is a physical notion. Once it's thrown in the air, it'll send me a signal.
Oh, okay. Good to know. Good to know. Anyway. I'm just like
awkward as hell.
Skeeved
Skeeved out. Skeeved out as he just goes back. You watch as two female tavern wenches are now in front of him as he's playing that kind of douchey, I once knew a woman who loved my long hair. And just, they're like swooning over his playing as you kind of walk away and make your way back to the Whispering Eye or wherever else you'd like to go. Jin, before I come back to Gatharn, who's on his way to pointing north, is there anything you'd like to do other than the awkwardness of a crew that seems confused by you? You're muted. You're still muted. Did you break your microphone again? Gotcha. Gatharn, making your way into the Skulls Walk, there is a surprisingly busy shop that you're now staring at. There's a line of captains waiting to get in, and an equal number of captains coming out with newly purchased charts. You kind of push your way through in. There's some grumbles and mumbles. You realize that the shop is incredibly crowded, and you hear an individual go, please get in line. I'll be with you as soon as you can. As you see, I'm very busy today.
I'm behind that guy. I point to the guy that's at the end of the line.
Oh, well, feel free to peruse my wares as soon as the queue shortens. I'll be glad to speak with you.
Okay, and then I'm going to pay attention to what the captains are asking for, as well as how much money is being exchanged for said charts.
Yes.
Ah, now we can hear you.
We can hear ya.
We can hear you, you bloody bastard.
And also keeping an eye out for anyone that's looking at me.
Okay. Give me a perception check really quick, just to kind of keep an eye on things around you.
19.
19. There are a series of captains that seem to be asking for some for the same, some for different things. There is one captain that you overhear. You got any maps on Drag Shallow Reef? The old man goes, well, you're like the 12th person to ask. I'm running out of copies. I've only got 5 left, but yes, I've got 1 left. But that'll be 200 gold, please. Price is a bit steep. Can we do better than that? No, like I said, I'm almost out. Once I'm out, I don't plan on making any more. Plan on leaving. Well, I'll take what you got then. Also, do you happen to have a map on the shipping lanes between Nicodronis and Darktow, the repair port? I have a couple. I can give you one. It's not very well done, but 300 gold. I'll gladly pay that for that one. Couple more captains. One captain asks for a map describing the broken bank and the shipping lanes around that. Another captain asks about the Ink Claw Reef maps, as to whether or not they have maps for that. But there are at least 10 or 12 captains that ask for maps related to the island of Darktow, the shipping lanes that go in and out, and Drag Shallow Reef. The majority seem to be focused on that. Eventually, the person that you pointed out finishes their business. The elderly gentleman comes over to you. Oh, I'm terribly sorry about the wait. I just don't know why we're so busy today. What can I get you?
All right, real quick, what was the one after Broken Bank?
That would be the Ink Claw Reef. Ink Claw Reef.
Ink Claw Reef. So you're what the fuck's his name? Williamson, I guess?
Yes, I'm Williamson. I I'm the proprietor. He's kind of glancing at the line that's now forming behind you. Others that are please
Won't
put
take
that.
much of your time.
Please put that down. Don't touch that. Just get in line. I'm sorry. I'm distracted. Yes.
No. I understand. It looks quite busy in here.
Yes.
I'm not going to waste too much of your time. What I would like is something very, very discreet. Basically, what I would like is where I could hide.
Excuse me, where you can
I put
hide?
down 50 platinum. I put down 50 platinum.
He kind of looks, puts his hand over it, kind of pulls you behind a series of crates and barrels, and just a moment, be with you shortly. I normally don't deal in this. Go ahead and give me persuasion with advantage, because your bribe is hefty.
Another natural 20, so that's 19.
He goes, well, if you're looking to avoid prying eyes, and if you're in a bit of trouble, I would recommend the island of Rumblecusp. Many people know of it. It's quite wild and dangerous. It's volcanic. It keeps people away as well. There are some unusual communities that live there, but I think if you're looking for a place to hide, that's a good spot. And he hands a leather map case to you. This is my finest chart work. I don't have any other ones of this, but your payment is doable. I'm assuming you want this to remain between me and you.
Yes, I give him another 25 platinum.
Oh. Well, I feel as if I'm not living up to my end of the bargain. Is there anything else I can do for you?
Yes. When the Revels are over, where can I find you?
I do keep a shop in Nicodranus and a small shop in Port Zune. The one in Nicodranus is called Point South, and the one in Port Zune is called Point West. The one in Port Zune is quite small. My main location is Nicodranus. That's where I do most of my handiwork, as they say.
Port Zune. Well, thank you very much, sir.
Give me a perception check as you conclude the conversation.
Woo. That is a dirty 20.
Okay. As you make your way out, and the William says, well, good day to you, sir. Thank you. Now, who's next? And as you kind of make your way out into the main part of the floor, there is someone in line that quickly turns their head away, almost as if they were staring at you. Wearing very simple clothing, sailor clothing, long beard, long unkempt hair, kind of sailor tattoos. Nobody particularly nefarious looking, very quite plain looking. And they quickly look away from you like they're doing a poor job of not noticing you.
I am going to do my magic awareness again.
Okay. Kind of get to the edge of the door. As you do that, the person that was looking at you does have an illusion enchantment on them. You can see the transparent emanation of the magic, and you recognize the illusionary school of magic. And you even know that when you are aware of this, there is a male personage that is taken on this altered illusion. But other than that, there's not really anything else magical here.
Great. All right. So, I'm not that stealthy, but I do have my necklace of blink. So I am going to get lost in the crowd.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a stealth check with advantage, because you can use your blink ability to do that.
That is 17.
17. As you make your way into the crowd, you watch as that same person quickly comes out the door, not more than maybe a minute or so after you come out. They seem to be looking right and left, and they kind of like grit their teeth and kind of like disparage slightly, and then go off in a direction they think you went. You can now see them disappearing into a crowd.
Okay. I will not follow them. I will make my way back to the Whispering Eye. Occasionally, whenever the crowd seems like it's going to be very thick, I will use my blink ability to kind of like see for the hidden pathways through like alleyways and whatnot.
Give me investigation.
To kind of duck
Yeah.
those.
Give me investigation as you're doing this.
That is 16.
16. This place almost feels like it's been built on top of this. Some places look better than others. Some alleyways look more formed than others. Things in general almost are built in such a confusing way that you could easily take advantage of some of these little points of egress and exits, and you could see different sailors kind of doing the same thing. People dipping down, coming out, dipping down, and coming out of small alleyways. You make your way down into the wharf area where the Whispering Eye is. You make your way back just in time to see Medi come back. Jin is on the main deck. All of you are now back together at the end of the afternoon. It's now beginning to be that telltale sign of evening about to come on. It's all of you are now back together on the Whispering Eye. Gatharin, whenever you want to purposely perceive anyone following you through the Skulls Walk area, through the Marquis district, and the Den, you'll have advantage.
Okay. I'll do that like basically 6 times. Because, well, how far is it from where I'm at to the ship?
At a casual pace, maybe 20, 25 minutes tops. At a hurried pace, 5-10 minutes.
No, being casual. Okay. So I'll do it 3 times.
Okay, fair enough.
So first one is, you said perception?
Mm-hmm.
First one's 22.
Okay.
Second one is 15.
Okay.
And the third one is dirty 20.
Yeah. At some point, you begin to realize there's at least 2 to 3 groups that keep an eye on you from time to time. They're not overtly skilled, but yet they're doing what you would consider a halfway decent observation job. They don't seem to have any weapons on them. They are plainly dressed, very similar looking as sailors and individuals that you would just mistaken for crew at any given time. But it's the telltale sign of them kind of like looking very purposeful, like they're looking. And there's one point where you get the feeling that they were on your tail and then you lost them. And then they were on your tail, and then you lost them. You keep circling and circling until finally you realize on your way back to the Whispering Eye, you're currently not being followed. But the chances are somebody's keeping an eye on the ship.
Right. Okay. And then once I get on the ship, the crew, how big is the ship?
It's not very big. I mean, it's roughly 50 to 60 feet in length. It's got a cargo hold and a common deck, and then the main deck. Everybody pretty much resides and manages their day-to-day activity on the common deck. The cargo hold itself can maybe hold half a ton, maybe a quarter ton of goods. It was the smuggling compartment that you found you feel might be the main important area of the ship. It only needs a crew of about 8 to 13, depending on how well you want to run it. So it's fast and plain and not notoriously well defended or capable of offensive capabilities, but a good ship. Getting better considering the amount of repairs being done to it.
Right. I knock on the captain's quarters.
Okay. Omni opens the... oh, no one answers. Omni is off in the city. He has not come back yet. Currently, it's just Medi, Jin, and yourself that are back on the ship.
Captain's out.
What?
Captain is out.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to go into the captain's quarters.
Whoa.
It's locked.
Gatharn, what are you doing? You can't just barge into the captain's quarters.
Obviously, it's locked.
Gatharn. Yeah, just go barging into the captain's quarters.
Well, I need to go deposit one of these charts. Do you have a key?
No.
Maddie, did he give you a key?
No, we don't. None of us have key privileges. Many might have a key. I don't have key privileges.
Do you have a key to what?
Captain's quarters.
No.
Where's Brackish?
Why are you trying to barge into the captain's quarters?
To store the chart. Who are these fucks?
Oh, these are your new friends. And the goblin and the gnome comes out.
Yeah. So we were told by First Mate Jin that we are to. I don't want to say this. This is embarrassing. First Mate, you got to say it. We were told that we are responsible for bathing you, making sure you're clean. I
interrupt him immediately and go, "They made you the fucking first mate?"
I just smile.
You just watch as the crew scatters.
Wait.
You can hear Clark.
Was Omni drunk?
Medi, you watch as Clark leans up against the rail near you and goes, "Oh, this is gonna be good."
What do you mean by that?
I mean that I know that sometimes Omni is simple, but I didn't think he was fucking stupid.
Watch the way your tongue waggles in your mouth while you're speaking about the captain.
Yeah, I'll watch it. And it's still gonna say what I fucking think I'm gonna say, which is, what the fuck? Now, who are these fucks? Where's Brackish?
Brackish and Nala haven't come back. They're still gathering more resources. Medi, you would know that.
Clark?
Yeah, Gathon. He's doing his best to hide his smile, but it's not working well.
Who are these fucks?
Yeah, your crewmate.
Who picked them?
I did.
First Mate Jin did. A horribly disfigured hobgoblin just smiles at you and goes back to swabbing the deck.
Okay. All right, everybody, front and center.
No one comes out.
Jin, front and center.
No, they got a lot to do. Don't disrupt their work. And Jin walks down the gangplank.
Can I see everyone? Actually, I look at Clark. Is everyone up here that he picked?
Yeah, I mean, they're going to go below decks. We're going to set up a
Magic
watch.
sense.
Go ahead.
I mean, it's just ability.
As you do it, there's no immediate sign of anything magic, no illusions, no enchantments. Everybody kind of looks at you strangely. Clark leans over to you, Medi. You lot are certainly paranoid.
That we are.
Jin, as you go down the gangway, you see Raylene coming up the wharf. And she grabs you and says, don't go away, dear. You might want to hear this.
I go to Medi and I hand her the chart for... I keep wanting to call it Rumblefish, but that's not right.
Rumble Cusp.
Rumble Cusp.
Rumble Cusp. This might come in handy.
Is it nighttime now?
It's almost. It's getting to that point, like it's that end of the day, that gray period where the sun is beginning to set. Busy day is concluding. Clark looks over, sees Raylene and Jin coming back on board. Oh, this ought to be good. Navigator Medi, I'm going to take the crew below decks and get them sorted. Is that okay?
Have at it.
Clark gathers up the crew, disappears down the hatch. That is a good gang boss, to say the least. Have a moment of your time. I know we were supposed to have dinner, Medi, but things have changed. I've got some.
That tone.
I know, and I do apologize for it. Well, since the deck is ours, this is as good a place as any to have this conversation. First of all, They hear right, Jin. You're now first officer. Omni did this on purpose.
Yeah, he's a fucking idiot.
Lessons are learned in many different ways.
Jin narrows his eyes at Catharn, and he just nods at Raylene.
Well, if you will kindly give this to Omni, I had Thorvald sign this first thing this afternoon. This is his commission. He's officially a captain. It has his papers of rank, his signet. It's also registered to... He even giggled when I told him the name of the ship, the Whispering Eye. And it comes with a new manifest and log. He's officially going to receive a contract from Thorvald under the guise of the guild house known as the Warden's Watch.
Did Medi tell Jin anything about what's been going on off ship?
Not yet, not unless she wants to.
So Jin, there's nothing weird to Jin that Thorvald's handing out contracts when everybody else hasn't received one.
Yeah, I mean, none of the gossip, none of the anything's been related to you yet. You guys have kind of all gone off in different directions for the most part of the day. Hands it to you and goes, well, there's a good sign of a good first mate for sure. I thought for sure Medi would make a better one, but perhaps he has other thoughts in mind. Anyways.
No, apparently he has no thoughts in his mind.
Gathan, when I want you to involve yourself in a conversation, it'll be between my legs. Be quiet. Adults are talking.
I don't understand what that means.
She's saying I'm a cunning linguist.
Oh, fuck you. Raylene goes, well, you could pass this on to Omni at your leisure, but it would seem that Thorvald would like to have a conversation with about 20 of us captains. Now, I've offered up Omni as a possible recruit for this mission. It would seem that Thorvald intends to dissolve all the guilds. He does not intend to pay the tax, and well, he has a particular plan in mind to deal with the fact that the Clovis Conclave seems to be dead set on taking control of the shipways. And needless to say, he has a plan. I was hoping you and your friends wouldn't mind being involved in this plan. I think it's a great way to, how we say, get you involved in lucrative opportunities, as they say.
Sounds
Now,
like
you don't
war.
have to accept right away. Listen to the plan. And if you decide that what Thorvald has to say is suitable for you, then obviously acceptance is based on the contract they'll be given at that point in time. However, the meeting is tonight. One of the reasons why maybe I have to postpone our dinner. I feel like this is a more important matter. But I didn't want Omni to show up without his commission.
As Raylene mentions dinner, Jin just slightly grimaces and looks back and forth between Medi and Raylene.
Gatharn's pouting and taking a long, long drink from his big old water skin.
Okay. Well, shall we go?
Without Omni?
Oh,
He's...
I'll fetch him shortly. But in the meanwhile, mind your P's and Q's. You'll be amongst very nefarious individuals. I don't know why he's picked this particular group of captains, but I have to be honest with a lot of you. I suspect he's picked you because you possess the compass. Or at least he thinks you do.
People keep saying that. We should absolutely not do this without Omni, though.
Oh, I can assure you, I will fetch Omni, and we will make our way there shortly. But on the matter of the compass, and she eyes the three of you suspiciously, I would definitely recommend rethinking the rumors. You have it. I would definitely
We
rethink.
can't start of the rumors.
Well-
We don't have to rethink anything.
Well, he has the flag, and he knows, based on the information that he has, the compass was said to be with the flag as well.
Well,
What if it moved?
if it was with the flag was on the mast, it'd be kind of hard to have a compass on the flag with the mast.
I think he's speaking more rhetorically, Jen. Somewhere in the tomb it would reside. Does that help you figure out his suspicions? Now, personally, I don't care if you have it or not. I don't really want to be involved with it. It has obsessed Tharivol to the point where he just finds himself spending hours upon hours doing research, and he stays in his map room alone. He doesn't even allow his scribe, Keth, in anymore. He occasionally sees sergeants and captains responsible for the patrol, and on occasion, captains come and go, but I've noticed that they quickly leave with their ships as well. There is something going on here. I don't know what it is. I truly don't. But I suspect...
Question for you, Raleen.
Well, yeah, I'd like to know what's going on. I called my crew back in case we're expected to leave tonight as well. Hopefully not. There's still 4 days of the Revels left. And I'm eager to see the fights tomorrow. Some of my favorite activities. Some of my best recruits. Even though Gathan did wipe his face on the floor with Labash. That's where I got Labash from. It was from the pit fights. A solid fighter.
What does the flag do?
What do you mean, Jin? What does it do? I think it's just a thing that he could point at and say, look, I've got the famous Copper Joe's flag.
So the compass is what's important.
He's obsessed with it, yes. Absolutely. I'm not going to lie about that. And he's offered a reward for it to be brought to him.
It is quite a shame that we didn't manage to find it then.
Jin, give me a deception check, please. With advantage, because Medi's doing a good job of just kind of being passive and not responsive to the inclination of the compass.
I think it's +8.
Yes,
22.
Your secrets are well kept. She eyes you suspiciously at first and goes, well, if it truly hasn't been recovered yet, all the better as far as I'm concerned. If the flag turns out to be all he needs to muster up whatever plan he's concocting, then by all means. All I know is this particular contract that he's taken on with his hand-selected captains is, well, probably enough for me to finally retire. At least retire from this nonsense and go back to what I'm really good at, which is smuggling. But anyways, give me a moment. And with that, you watch as Raylene knocks on the door. No answer. Comes back. Captain Omni's not here.
In the city.
Yet. Well, let's go look for him, shall we? I need to find him.
Sure.
Gatharngo gets a refill.
Okay. All of you
And
make... Go ahead, Jim.
quickly drops off the manifest and the logs.
Okay. All of you make your way down the gangway, Verlaine kind of leading the way. Well, let's see if we can spend this night finding Captain Omni and get this deal done. And that's where we're going to finish tonight, folks, as it's already past 9 o'clock. I had a long day of Renaissance behavior, and I am ready to call it a day. My eyes are puffy, my shoulders are achy, and it's funny, it's near 6,000 feet, even though it was only 72 degrees up there. The intensity of that UV light just going into you, you're just like...
Yeah, I think I got a bit sunburnt.
Yeah. Well, and you guys stayed up there longer than me and Callista did, so yeah, absolutely. Well, hey everybody, I know it was an awkward start to tonight's game. People were running late, which is fine. We got a visit by the spam bots. That was fun. The follow bots always make me feel like maybe I am a little important. Everything you need to know about us is down below in the About section. Visit Uncanny Pros, visit Ombligo del Diablo, and get caught up on their podcast. keep an eye on SpaceX if you're. I'm not a big cult of personality, but I do like the science. A lot of interesting things going on between now and the end of October. Booster number 4 has been taken down for its final prep, and I think Starship is going to launch next month, is what they're saying so far. And lots of fun things going on with Falcon 9 and all the fun things that Catharin gets to inspect and make sure it doesn't burn up in the atmosphere when it comes back down. But yeah, take a look over there at Unkit. All the links to all of our family creators is down below. If you're looking for a great RPG community to help you get started in the world of RPG, take a look at Hope's Twitter link. I'll put it in the chat. And she is in our family of creators as well. Great group of followers and follows that she's got going on there with Twitter. It'll take you to a whole slew of creatives out there, whether it's Etsy, artists, people who make art, physical items, miniatures, core rule books. I mean, there's lots of stuff out there to consume. So anyways, as we always say here at the TTRPG Academy, let's teach, let's learn, and let's play. Stay safe, be kind, and we will see all of you playing a game. Play a game. It's important. Good night, everybody.
Night.